Today I'd like to talk to you all about counterinsurgency and the ISAF vision of counterinsurgency. I think first of all I'd like to tell you a story which I think is appropriate for COIN. There was a patrol of soldiers, a squad-sized element, and they were on a foot patrol. And as they looked up ahead, they saw three guys digging in the road. So immediately, of course, they suspected that they were probably trying to set up some kind of IED. So the sergeant deployed his men, and they started conducting movement towards where these guys were digging. And as they were moving towards where they were digging, the three guys stopped what they were doing, and they ran off into the hills. So the sergeant got up there, and sure enough, he found some bomb-making material and saw that they were indeed, digging a hole to put an improvised explosive device into the road to, either kill or injure coalition forces, Afghan security forces, or possibly innocent Afghans. Standing there was a cart with a jackass, a donkey, attached to it. So the sergeant called the IED folks and had them on the way so they could exploit the materials they found. And he unhooked this donkey, and the donkey started walking away. So as the sergeant said, "Let's go," the men sort of looked at him funny, and then they started following the donkey. The donkey took them to a little compound, and so the sergeant did what we call a tactical call-out. He had his interpreter say, we're coalition forces, and we need you to come out with your hands up, and so we can investigate, because we suspect that perhaps you've been planting a bomb. So they did that, and three guys came out, the same three guys, and the look on their face was sort of funny, because they realized that at first they thought, well, maybe we can just get away. They just think we're innocent people living in this compound. But as soon as they got out there, they realized that this was the same patrol they saw on the road, and they knew that the jig was up. So the sergeant had his men search the compound, and it was a big find. It was a lot of explosive material that they found, and subsequently they realized that it was a bomb-making factory in one of the central cells that had been planting a lot of IEDs. And so they took them back and they turned them in. And the reason I tell you this story, because I think it really captures COIN. When the sergeant saw them, and the mindset we're trying to capture, when the sergeant saw those guys digging, a natural reaction of a combat soldier was, they're digging, they're probably setting a bomb. I can either set up a support by fire position and shoot them and kill them, or I can just call in a bomber or artillery and blow them up. But the sergeant didn't do that. If he had done that, it would have been a mistake. Two bad things could have happened. He could have been wrong, and they were just local workers working on the road, preparing the road, and he would have killed innocent civilians. Or the other thing that could have happened is he would have killed them, and of course they did turn out to be insurgents, so everything would have been okay. Okay, we killed some insurgents. But if he had done that, that also would have been bad, because he never would have found the bomb-making factory. He never would have found the cell with all that bomb-making material and taken that off the street. So I think that illustrates why a different approach to counterinsurgency can actually also serve to protect the force.